Today marks a huge milestone for this KTM Swapped Himalayan. We'll go for the first ride. Fingers crossed, nothing breaks. But there's still a lot of things need to be finished, so let's get back to garage.
Things are really starting to come together and I'm so excited to see if we can ride this beast for the first time. But first, we have a whole list of things to get done before we can even dream about throwing a leg over this Himalayan.
Next up in the menu is building my own baffle for the exhaust, because it's still way too loud.
The Amazon baffle was very small and made little to no difference in the already nearly straight through Timu exhaust.
I just drilled 77 million holes. This was insane. This took way too long. I'm just gonna weld it all together and then I'm gonna cover it with this. What do you think? Is it gonna help and make it quieter? I don't know. I guess we're gonna see. Now obviously welding is corrosive and this is not stainless, only part of that is stainless, so I'm just gonna quickly high temp paint just to protect it so that it doesn't rust. And now we escape the garage because this is toxic.
If you work with bikes and you're not running on 3 liters of coffee a day, I don't even know how you function.
So it's time for the fiberglass. At this rate, this is not going to be a removable baffle, this is going to be a permanent baffle. I had to resort to wire because the clamps wouldn't fit the exhaust inside. Let's try to squeeze it in. Alright, it went in at least, that's what she said. Let's put it on a bike and let's hear it. Place your bets in the comments, do you think it is more quiet or not? Okay, we've mounted the exhaust and we are ready to testicles. We are ready to test for the first time if it sounds quieter than before. Let's hope it doesn't leak out all the oil again. I don't know if you see how much fire there was, but the braided brake line is metal and it cooked to the starter. I guess that's not good. That is perfect! Now let's put some exhaust hooks on the exhaust and fix the header exhaust leaks and we should be absolutely golden.
These hooks came with the Timu exhaust tips and basically serve as a hook to connect 2 parts of the exhaust together with the mounting spring.
Lastly, we have about 75 exhaust leaks between the exhaust valve, so I bought this exhaust thingy here. We're gonna draw a triangle just to calm those exhaust leaks down a little bit.
The exhaust gasket material was way too thick and I quickly decided to just sand the surfaces flat instead.
Now, being mostly done with the exhaust means that we are ready for the kryptonite of this man, is the wiring. I have allocated most of the things where they're gonna go. Some things are gonna have to get shorter, some things are gonna have to extend it with some wire. I want to reuse the original airbox because it has a battery box on the other side and it's kind of convenient, it has the air filter and whatnot. On the outside we'll place the regulator rectifier and I think near the steering wheel on the rally tower we'll place the ECU or CDI of the bike. The good people at AOOCCI sent me this CarPlay for motorcycles device, which is basically a screen that is a CarPlay, GPS and a back camera and forward camera. Now you might be wondering what I want to do with it. Well, I don't have a dash for the bike, so this has a GPS device, so it has an actual GPS connector, which would basically mean that it gives me a real GPS speed and it would look hella good on the freaking bike, guys. Look at that. Woo! I think this is an amazing solution for what we need. This will tell me the speed I'm going and this will absolutely save me from getting lost constantly because guys, let me tell you, 3 trees and I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. So again, thanks a lot to the good people at AOOCCI for this. I also have a discount code down below in the link. If you wanna see what they have and buy some of their products, you can check out the link, give them some love. I cannot reuse the original rally mount because it is too far forward, because I'm gonna put the screen here and behind the screen the CDI.
In hindsight, probably making my own bracket for the device instead of modifying the original one would have been easier, but if it works, and it works.
The AOOCCI is now ready to be mounted on a bike, and I've made this. Not to say that their mounting gadgets are not good enough, it's just that this is gonna be a permanent mount. I don't want it to be coming off. There we go. Now look at that.
Does this look too fancy for someone like me to have it? You guys let me know in the comments. Do you love it too?
I've also made this Gigamarolium, so it's a simple bracket to hold the CDI in place like this. Curiosity killed the cat, or something like that. There's a saying, I don't know. Anyways, I'm so curious, I want to turn the AOOCCI on and have a look at the actual features on. Let's connect this somewhere. Let me not read the instructions again. If you're a guy and you read the instructions, you're not a man. Okay, it is more complicated than I thought. So I'm just gonna resort to actually check out the diagrams. I'm not even joking, guys. This is literally what happened. Ooh, look at that, how simple they make it. They call it power. That's beautiful. There's a control module here for the steering wheel as well. That is awesome. So pretty simple. This is fused power, so that's also good. In case something is wrong, this will blow first instead of I'm gonna actually blow the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, power! Look at that, there's something. And there you have it. The setup was real quick, just two things, date and time and the language. It feels good, it's reacting very quickly, pretty impressed actually by it. And it has obviously the most important thing here, it has the map and GPS sensor and the kilometers an hour, so it has a speedo, which is why we have it in the first place. Also, it has the CarPlay, so we can have music in our ear holes, and obviously you connect your phone to it, and it has some other fancy things. Ooh, boys and girls. There you go. Obviously, the good people from AOOCCI have sent this for me to test, and obviously I have a link below where you can buy the thing from AOOCCI accordingly. I think it's pretty well priced, pretty cool gadget, guys, so you're gonna see it later on in action when the bike is ready, but for now this is as much as curiosity as I had. Let's continue with the build. Let's get back to making some electronics. Hear me out, I have a crazy idea. I want to mount it in the frame end part of the tail, which would be here. Shoo! What do you think? Is that crazy?
I've used similar setup before and had no issues. Would you be scared to zap your balls?
I posted on Instagram, most of you think that it's a pretty janky solution, and I might agree to you guys, but it's in. Next up, a regulator, and my phone is gone. There at the end there is the seat removal mechanism there, and there is two holes, and those two holes match this perfectly. It's gonna be out in the element, so it's gonna stay cool, not gonna overheat and not gonna burn up, because those of you know motorcycles know that these things overheat, they break, and then the bike doesn't charge and run properly. Whatever the heck that is, we're gonna put it next to the airbox. I made this little shebang to put this little shebang on like this. Pretty decent, what do you think? Should I weld it on this side as well? You know what, it will take 2 minutes. Let me weld this side up as well. I'm struggling with scope creep. This project itself is already growing into pretty serious scope creep. Thought it's gonna be way simpler, but as you already know, it has not been. Let's put it in its place and focus on the next thing. And the next thing, I think we need to secure the airbox. Well, we could speedrun the thing and go ahead and try to ride it soon, but I don't want to go back and redo the things that I missed previously. So that means that I need to cut out 2 mounts and weld them in a different area.
Which I'm actually already doing constantly, going back and fixing things I've skipped before. When will I learn?
Of the camera device, I made some mounts for the coil. So the coil is nicely sitting now over the engine right here. So we have finished the geography of this whole thing, and all the locations of everything have been figured out. Now we need to pull the wires to those actual things. So I need to extend some stuff and I need to cut some stuff.
As scary as this wire spaghetti looked at first, I tamed the snakes without any setbacks, I think. As chaotic as I am, sometimes it feels nice to tidy something up and make it look easy on the eye.
It's still a few too many zip ties for my comfort, but for now it will do. Before we can do the first ride, we need to deal with the plumbing of the radiator, because without any radiations, there will be no riding. So let's get back in the dungeons.
Now this will quickly make the top of the list of major problems.
Well, and yet again, I basically have two sets of the radiator hoses of the original KTM. And I don't know if you could tell, but the middle one already shows a problem. This tube right here is joining the water pump right here. I'm gonna have to cut a little bit on both sides and hopefully I can squeeze everything by. All that we can do here is just cut slowly and hope for the best, which is what we're gonna do.
I quickly realized I won't be able to do a permanent cooling routing as pretty much nothing fits anywhere. Hoses are too close to the exhaust, are getting squashed by the radiator, or just flat out no space. I'll have to modify the radiator tube exits as well as probably the water pump eventually.
I will for sure need to take off the water pump and re-weld the exits of the water pump to different directions, because the tubing like this in front will never work. So this is not permanent by any means. Next up in the queue to make it run properly to go for a ride is this. So because it's slightly to the one side, it doesn't crush the crush washers completely and it allows it to leak the oil through there. We need to do something about this, gentlemen. I know it's a little bit of a rudimentary way to do things, but you guys are in Man Cave Customs, so don't be surprised when you see caveman situations. That's what I do. For us to have any chance of riding this thing for the first time, we need a way to stop as well. That means figuring out these brakes. Obviously I need the routing, also I need to put on some pads. This is gotta be the first Himalayan with Brembo brakes. Freshies. Wow, there's really not much to it. 2 safety pins and we are good to go. And now to my favorite Brit, bleeding the brakes for 7 hours alone. I don't know how, but this always takes way longer than you'd like. You won't believe it, the brakes have gravity bled. This has never worked out for me. There's brake oil on the floor, which means that the brakes have bled through gravity. And there we go, we have brakes. What a win. Good morning, little rays of sunshine. Well, today is the day. Rain or shine, whatever happens, we're gonna ride the Himalayan for the first time. It sounds pretty crazy, but that's what's gonna happen. We have still a bunch of things to do, like the chain, and let's get into the garage, let's finish them up so that we can broom for the first time. Let's go. All right, so the next up, we need to fix some of the exhaust leaks here. I don't know if you can see it, but this here. For that, in play comes Aquarius. You take the tin foil of the Aquarius and you wrap it around the exhaust. And this right here, what I'm doing is, this is exhaust paste. When it gets hot, it becomes hard like clay. You know, it hardens. Next thing up is to fill in this incredible contraption called radiator. Many people will tell you that it's very important to have the specific right coolant for that specific motorcycle or whatnot. I will tell you that it is important to have some type of coolant. It's not leaking yet, so that's good. I'm gonna reuse the old KTM chain that I had. I probably have done it about 300 kilometers on it, but it's not gonna be enough because this is really long. In the game comes completely new, the same chain, the Eddy Gold X-Link chain.
Somehow I failed in my calculations and bought a whole another chain, even though I just needed one link, which I actually had laying around. Money well spent.
Ooh, dizzy. Ooh, I got dizzy. Does this ever happen to you guys? You get up too fast and you just almost eat the floor? We have chain, so we have a drive. Now let's figure out why it doesn't start.
I cannot believe it's already been 7 months with this project. We've had our ups and downs, but today is very special. And it wouldn't be possible without you all, so thank you so very much.
Pretty life-changing moment, what do you think? After a year and a half of working on this, finally we get to try to ride it. We're not gonna go for an hour of ride, it's still leaking oil profusely. We will hit this road and advance forward, be it 2 meters or 20 meters, we will do that. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. This is the quiet one. It's quiet. You ready? I'm gonna make it louder. I think we've proven one thing for sure, it definitely moves and has more power than the Himalayan, but it is not necessarily yet safe to ride because it feels wobbly and weird and things are moving around and whatnot. I think the real test is, can we make it back up that hill, because I'm not willing to push it back up that hill. That's the real test. This is so fucking cool. We have so much to do. Man, it's crazy how these projects just grow into things that there's just, you're like, oh, I'm done with this, and then there's like 75 more things to finish suddenly that you didn't think of, like you didn't know. Anyway, with this bombshell of fun and enjoyment, that will be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Stay tough, motherfuckers.